China firmly rejects and opposes these groundless accusations made by the United States against China. And China will exercise our right of reply in accordance with the rules of the General Assembly to state our solemn position. And that's really in accordance with the rules of the General Assembly. Well, I have to emphasize that the U.S. noise is incompatible with the general atmosphere of the General Assembly. When the international community is really fighting hard against the COVID-19, the United States is spreading political virus here in the General Assembly. When the international community needs solidarity and cooperation the most, the United States is abusing the platform of the United Nations to provoke confrontation and to create division among member states. When the international community needs a strong United Nations, the United States is weakening the United Nations, weakening WHO and weakening other United Nations bodies. That really damages a lot to the credibility, to the authority, effectiveness of the United Nations. So China worked very hard in honoring our commitment of the Paris Agreement. In the past years, we sacrificed hugely in our economic growth. But what we seek to have is economic growth with quality, with the improvement of the life of our people. So with that effort, we have reached our goal setting for 2020 in 2 years in advance. So in 2018, we have already fulfilled our goals in the reduction of CO2 emissions. And we are, I'm sure if you look at if you hear the statement of President Xi very carefully, he has also announced this morning that China will make 2030 the peak year for CO2 emission. So that's really a real commitment. So by 2030, we hope that we can reach the peak for CO2 emission, and then the whole situation will be having a U-turn, and we will be in a better situation. And also, we have made it very clear that we will achieve carbon neutrality before 2060. That's also a strong determination in coping with the climate change. So we have been working very hard in implementing the Basel Convention, fulfilling our obligations. And as a country of the second largest economy in the world, anything you do, you have to take care of all the factors into account. But we are determined to do that. And then look at the United States, and the United States should be the last one to talk about climate change because of their behavior. They are the one who has not ratified the Kyoto Protocol. They are the one who has pulled out the Paris Agreement. They are the one who are disassociating itself from the international efforts in climate change. We all know that China is also a victim of COVID-19. And China was the first to be hit by the outbreak of COVID-19. From the very beginning, China adopted a very open, inclusive, and transparent approach in the handling of COVID-19. We shared all the basic information with WHO from the very beginning. It's really something completely new. Even though we know there are some unclear things, and we shared everything with WHO. And we shared all the data information with other countries. And we also tried our best to help other countries in saving lives, by providing expertise, by providing medical supplies to other countries, including a lot of medical supplies to this country. Even though China is in a huge need of these medical supplies, we managed to give our assistance to the United States, trying to help them to save lives. So China's contribution is there, and China's contribution in coping with the COVID-19, in defeating the virus, is widely recognized and commended by the international community. So it will be really completely wrong for the United States to attack, to accuse China. And then what's happening in this country? If we do look at the situation very carefully, we can say it's a completely failure. We should understand that this is the country with the most advanced medical system, with the most advanced medical technology, but still they have ranked number 1 in confirmed cases and in lost lives. Unilateralism runs against the common interest and the common views of the international community. It's a dead end, and it leads nowhere. The United States' provocation of confrontation at the United Nations for its own interest is unpopular and doomed to fail. So for the United States at this moment, the most important thing is to make more efforts to contain the virus, to save more lives of innocent people, and to fix and solve its own problems instead of attacking other countries. I have to make it very clear that some US politicians' attempt of blame shifting and scapegoating will not get the time they have lost and will not help them solve their own problems. So it's really time for some US politicians to wake up from their self-created illusions or fictions